Known as one of the most important but most unusual houses in Wytheville, Virginia, and one of only two octagonal homes in southwest Virginia, the Boyer-Gleaves House, or Octagon Mansion, was built in 1870 by Dr. Henry Quincy Adams Boyer. It was sold in 1874 to Reverend Dexter A. Snow, who finished its construction. The wings to the side of the house were added in 1890 by J. L. Gleaves. This octagonal house is 2 stories with a semicircular portico on the front supported by commanding Doric columns. It has a center brick chimney in the octagonal section and end brick chimneys in the side wings. Its imposing architecture adds to the mystery of the property, as does the curious diagonal passageway in the house. The Octagon Mansion has been witness to many historical events in Wytheville and the surrounding area, including the violent and bloody July 18, 1863 Wytheville Raid, or Toland's Raid, during the American Civil War. The mansion was also a focal point during the area's polio epidemic of the 1950s. Paranormal claims in the mansion are numerous and include disembodied voices, poltergeist activity, and the full-figured apparition of a young girl who claims to have died in the home. The Octagon Mansion is now the latest focus for East Tennessee Ghost Seekers investigation.
Upon arrival to the Octagon Mansion, it was absolutely breathtaking. The structure was beautiful.
The place was amazing. Just the facade of it, the shape, and it just looked colonial. It looked amazing.
When we first pulled up, I thought it was beautiful. It's a lot larger than the pictures you find online. All the online pictures is the front of the building, and that's it. Then you pull into it and you see it's a lot bigger than what you're actually seeing online.
It's an amazing just piece of property by itself. And just the vibe coming off of that place is amazing. I'm a history nerd, so I was really excited to get to go to begin with, and then to see it in person, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
The house has a power to it. I mean, it definitely has a magnetic draw to it. As you pull up, you're automatically you were drawn to the house. Of course, I knew we were going there, but the thing was, as you turn, and suddenly there's that house. It has a definite draw to it. I mean, there's something there, and you get that feeling like something is either watching you out of one of the upper windows, or there's just something there that's watching you the whole time, and that continued the whole time we were there. Wherever you were, you always had this little feeling like something or someone was just kind of watching you, not menacingly. Well, not always menacingly.
During the walkthrough, we went down in the basement, and Justin was telling us the claims down there, and as we were leaving, I made a comment, being me, I said, I'm still waiting on my beans and cornbread, and something down there didn't like that. And I'm holding a cup of coffee in both my hands, and we're getting ready to exit, and something knocked that coffee cup out of my hand. Not necessarily knocked it out, but it was picked up out of my hand, moved, and dropped and splashed the shit out of me. I thought that was pretty wild. A great start to the night.
Flashlight was God.
Shut up.
By saying, as soon as we walked upstairs and started walking into that main parlor dining area, my flashlight died. It had worked prior to that, and it died. Okay, dead batteries, happens all the time. Then we moved into the dining area where they hold dinner with a ghost, and we kind of spread around the table.
Readjust over to that side of the room.
Okay, I had a steady 0. I had a 0.2 spike on pound-meter.
Over here.
Is anybody here that wants to talk with us? We're not exactly here for the dinner, but we'd like to chat with you if you'd like.
My name is Katie.
I am Andrea.
Mandy.
Justin.
We just want to get to know you. We know they have dinners here. Do you like having all of the guests here to eat in your house?
Were you expecting guests tonight?
Your dining table is fabulous.
Can you come over and sit in one of these chairs over here?
I keep hearing movement just outside in this room. I'm gonna put
Alright, yeah, set it
this right here. You can't hear that?
Dinner when the other guests are here.
If you come over here, I'm gonna come back for dinner.
So as I was saying before, you can communicate with us a few ways. You can touch this green light right here, and it'll show us that you're here with us. You can come near this, and when you touch it, it lights up and makes a noise, so feel free to do so.
Touch this device with the green light here if you used to live in this house. Okay, it wasn't that.
Go ahead and make a noise for us. Just let us know that you're here. Tap on a glass. No one will get upset if you move something. No one will get upset if you move something. No one will get upset if you move something. No one will get upset if you move something. Asking normal questions, starting it off, introducing ourselves, and Katie had kept hearing something out into the parlor room, but we asked it to make a noise, to touch a glass, and it touched a glass. It was a sound that very much sounded like the clinking of a glass.
Did something just flash?
What is your name? Who's the owner of this house? Do you like the owner? Do you like what he's doing to the house?
How old are you?
What city are we in? Do your dolls have names?
You wanna go over by the dolls?
We are at 81.2 degrees in here.
Oh, here we go. Let's get in some. Is this your doll?
Oh my goodness, look at all back here.
Yeah. Would you mind if I took one of these dolls home? Would you mind if I took one of these dolls home?
Mandy had asked if she could take one of the dolls with her. And we did not hear it with our ears, but after in reviewing the digital recorder, we heard a voice say, "Mine." And had we heard that immediately, we probably would have booked it. The sound of the voice coming from that was just a little too deep to be a little girl. Just a little.
Did you say something personal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I felt that over here, but I wasn't sure. So
The whole cobwebby thing.
right. I feel like I'm in confidence right now, but I think it might be the straps in me. How about chess? Do you know how to play chess? Did your parents play chess? Can you show me how to play? If you want to know more, come on back. Maybe we can talk. We do want to talk to you.
Okay, I feel cooler in this area, but it's probably the hottest it's been.
I feel cooler too. Like, I feel okay.
Did you hear that?
We didn't mean to leave the room. Do you want to go back to the dolls? If you do, come up to this red light or the green light and we'll go back to the dolls. We're totally here for you. We're safe.
Say I know.
It said Reverend.
Reverend
This was a-
Dexter Snow.
Can you say that again, please? Soldiers.
Holiday.
Holiday.
The Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree.
Do you want us to go back to the
we-
Christmas tree? I just got goosebumps all over my arms and my legs. My hair's good.
Should.
Let's go back to the
Okay,
Christmas
we'll go
tree.
back. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Officer,
What did it say? Can you repeat that, please?
Kill. There was war here. There was.
Officer killed.
Oh, well,
Okay.
we are not. We're not soldiers.
We're not soldiers.
at war.
Yeah, the war is
We're here to
over.
help you.
Died. Okay.
Okay.
Who died?
Who died? What's your name?
Yeah, it feels fine. It's not
Oh, look.
Look, she has goosebumps.
I do too.
Do you see that? She has goosebumps.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, that's
Sorry.
me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're
So we're
back.
back by
Can
the
you-
Christmas tree.
Can you tell us your name?
Are you the Reverend? Are you the Reverend? Are you the Reverend? Are you the Reverend?
Are you Reverend Dexter?
Were you part of this congregation?
Mr. Cleves?
No, you're hearing the tag.
Oh.
The tag's really loud. So when we were standing over there and I said, did you hear that? I heard a man's voice.
I heard something. I couldn't make it out.
I heard a man's voice. And then when nobody else responded, the spirit box started talking.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us some more? We don't want to leave this room. And I know you don't want us to leave the room. But we're gonna have to if we don't hear from you.
I thought I just. No. It looks like a person standing there. And then I turn on the flashlight. And it doesn't. Yeah, it just. It,
It's kind of a person.
yeah, but then you turn on the flashlight and it's just the hat and it just tripped me out for a minute. If you can gather the energy, the box in my hand will still talk for you if you're able. I thought I just felt something like tap my side.
Do you want to come sit with me on
Just
the
like a
couch?
quick.
Just a pat.
Like one finger, just kind of. Reverend, are you still here? Or officer, if we were confused. Should we go back into the other room?
I'm actually curious.
Okay.
Is there something you want us to see here? There's something in this room, for sure.
Okay,
All right, well,
we're gonna go downstairs and we'll send some of our friends up to talk to you.
yeah.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for your time. We'll be back.
We'll be back. Thank you.
Watch those things.
flashlight died?
As I walked in the room.
When we first went in that night, we went into the basement. It was me, Andrea, Steve, and Mike. Just doing EVP sessions. Is there anyone down here? As soon as we turned on the obelisk upstairs, we got the name Washington. Does that have anything to do with all the George Washington memorabilia upstairs?
The comment I made down here earlier, did that piss you off? Did you knock the coffee cup out of my hand? Did you knock the sunglasses off my hat? A lot of pressure on my head.
Are you still upset with Steve about what he said earlier today when he made the joke? Did you find it insulting?
I apologize if it offended you. Felt like I saw something move back behind your left shoulders.
Are you behind me?
Why is this chair vibrating?
Your chair's vibrating?
Yeah. Back of it is. Looks like it's steady. You can feel it in my spine. Could be.
Are you standing behind Steve's chair? What's your name?
Are you any relation to the Greaves family? What year is it?
Did the Reverend come down here much? Was he a nice man?
Can you make a noise down here for us? Please. We've come a long way to visit with you.
We just want to learn about you. Share your story.
Are you attached to one of the objects upstairs?
Did you get mine?
Pierce yourself.
Maybe that's their name, Pierce.
P-I-E-R-C-E.
Yeah.
Is your name Pierce?
Maybe like, my name's Pierce. And yourself?
Pierce.
I'm
yourself.
Steve.
I'm Steven.
I'm Mike.
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Justin.
We came up from Tennessee to visit with you. Did you work in the kitchen when it was down here? bet you cooked a lot of good food down here. Did you hear that?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Is it back there or is it upstairs?
Right behind us. Yeah. It's right here.
You can hear more than 10 haunted people walk.
Right. No, it's like right here.
Yeah.
It's like on the ground with us. It's not above. It's right here. Speculate.
So this is what it's looking like in here if it would focus.
Did you hear that?
Is that them walking?
It's gotta be them up there.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody upstairs.
Someone back here?
Castle.
It's kind of like a castle.
It'd be an octagonal.
Yeah.
And all the freaking hidden rooms.
Heard noises, heard footsteps upstairs. And I checked with the team when I went out to see who had been inside upstairs when we heard those. And at that point in time, nobody was in. They were all in the Paranormal Investigators Lounge. So, seemed pretty interesting.
Are you the little girl? Tomb.
Tune?
Wow.
Like the piano?
Or Tomb, T-O-M-B.
T-O-M-B.
Oh.
See, that part
Yeah,
was
there's.
built over top of the
Yeah.
cemetery.
Foreign.
Okay, so just to give you guys an idea of what's going on, Mike just got the word tomb come in on his obelisk. Well, the new part of Octagon Mansion is built over 8 graves. And so, which
Weeps.
Weeps.
I just saw a
Weeps.
shadow go
Dude, you
across the
Yeah.
ductwork.
Rod.
Rock.
Quarantines.
What?
quarantine.
Quarantine.
Whoa. And it said cover. I was wondering, I was thinking face cover.
Designate.
Designate.
Designate what?
You gonna touch Steve's ears?
My head flies back, so help me God.
You can touch his ears.
Minister.
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 Okay. All right. So minister totally makes sense because the Reverend
Reverend Snow.
lived here.
And we got
She laid
Reverend
the
on
Jon Snow.
the PX.
Divided.
You got Reverend on the PX?
Mm-hmm.
Fell.
Oh yeah.
Trapped.
Trapped.
Divided, fell, and trapped.
Test.
Test.
Polio test.
So
Party on, Garth.
yeah, party on, Wayne. All right. You guys be most excellent and
Horrible.
wow. I guess we were being horrible.
Oh, that's too funny.
All right. You guys take care and shoot us a message if you see anything on one of the DVR cameras.
Kathy.
Y'all take care. Peace out. We got a name that night that, come to find out, would mean something later. We got the name Kathy. Peace out.
Kathy. Is your name Kathy?
Agent.
Are you standing over here next to Andrea, in between us?
Much. Seek.
Much seek.
Veronica. Few.
Veronica is Mandy's sister's name.
Oops.
Really?
Yes.
Told.
Send Mandy and Katie down here to the basement.
10-4.
Refugio.
Refugio.
You're coming out with some big old words.
Board.
I mean, Veronica.
Are you bored?
No, it's B-O-A-R-D,
Oh.
like Ouija board.
Ah. Did you see the Ouija board upstairs?
Lens. Words.
Mandy, what's your sister's name?
I have two.
Okay.
Veronica and Rebecca.
Okay. Said Veronica.
She
Supply.
texted me just now. What the fuck? Does it change tone?
That's
The voice?
Mike's Ovilus on his phone.
But does it change tone?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
You know Veronica?
Get you a chair. Go ahead and sit down. There's more over there. Hey.
I'm gonna stand.
Stigmata.
What?
The fuck? That's my favorite movie.
Finish.
I'm not trying to get stigmata.
Jess.
Jess?
Jess.
A.N.
Send Jessie down.
She's up there with Amy and
What's Jess's name?
Action.
Because it said Jess.
What's her middle name?
Don't know.
Haunting.
Haunting.
Haunted? What is that? That's nice.
Huh?
What is that thing?
It's Ovilus.
Novels. It's
My
digital
God.
novels. Memories.
Where did you go?
Are you here in this room with us?
Bet you my heart rate's 120 right now.
If you're here,
Mile.
if you're here, reach out and touch Steve.
Here's my hand.
Steven's right there.
December.
Grab my hand.
You can touch his hand.
Gag.
I won't hurt you.
Oh my gosh, I'm gagging.
Are you the little girl? You look taller though.
Game.
Are you playing a game?
You want to play hide and seek? You need to try to find you?
Barrel.
Feral?
Is it barrel?
Barrel.
Barrel.
Okay, there's 2 water heaters back here. Barrel-shaped water heaters. Is someone over there? Shine a light back in that back corner, real quick, quick.
The corner behind me.
Dude, I just saw someone fucking just
I heard something
walk.
over
right
there.
through
I
here.
heard something right by that water heater, whatever the hell that is.
I saw every bit of this get blocked out. It walked right through here.
Oh,
Okay, kill the light. Kill the light.
Past.
yeah.
Past. P-A-S-S-E-D.
Oh, past.
Are you the one that passed by the,
Phone.
yeah, that's my phone.
I'm also holding my phone right next to it right now.
Alone.
Are you alone normally down here?
That light.
Are you playing a game with us because we're down here with you now? You can show your...
Hand.
What?
Close.
Do you need
There
a
was a
light?
face right here.
Do you need a light?
V.
Where are you at?
Shit. There was a face right here.
So, for our viewers, you're not wearing the glasses because you're...
I'm a celebrity. I wish. No, I'm wearing the glasses because starting that night, our first trip down to the basement after the walkthrough, you and I were witness to a face. We saw some things. There was some movement going on. And then from that moment on, throughout the rest of the evening, and you may catch it a few times as you watch through, my eyes started burning, and I thought it was maybe allergies, maybe pollen, maybe something in the air. But from that moment on to today, my eyelids began to swell up, and I'm on my 6th different medication. They can't figure out exactly what it is. It's not so much my eyes, it's just the eyelids, and they keep switching from one to another to both of them some days. They swell up. But as far as the medical folks can tell, there's nothing wrong with me. My eyes just decided from that moment on just to start swelling up and getting all freaky. So, I don't know. Maybe I took a little bit of Octagon with me.
See, that's about how high I saw. That's why I said
It was like a woman's face,
Yeah.
right here.
So I was like, you know, if you're that little girl,
Yes.
you seem a little tall for a little girl.
Song.
No, it was an older woman's
Said
face.
last.
It was someone in their 20s
Last.
or 30s.
See,
Larry.
kill the lights for a second. Okay, see the light back here for the window.
Larry. Anyone know Larry?
What I saw right through there, someone walking right through there.
Yeah, and then it said past. P-A-S-S-E-D.
Matrix.
Oh, here we go.
Is this the Matrix?
So are you messing with me? Are you messing with all of us? Okay. We're going to be quiet for like 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, I want you to do something to get our attention. Be it bang on something.
Oh my
Or
God,
just-
what the
that was
fuck
me.
was
That was me.
Oh my God.
Knock on something.
That was my
Make a noise. Let us know you're here. So we're gonna be quiet right now.
Ron. Code.
Hair.
How many of you are here?
Six.
Oh.
Six. That was an intelligent fucking, that was a number.
What's wrong with your sons? You got quiet.
Spirit. Before. Japanese.
Oh, man.
Are you standing right here in front of me? There's something right here.
Are you having a stare off?
No, there's something here at the end next to this shelf unit.
What's over here?
What's in this area over here?
Sugar.
Is this where you kept the sugar back when this was a kitchen?
Steven.
Oh, shit. What about Steven?
Shit.
Tight.
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 You're dope and tight, man.
Hell yeah.
So you remember? You know my name now?
B.T.
What?
Bet.
So you know my name now?
Grave.
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 Oh, grave.
Oh, no.
There's Justin.
Okay, Justin's a-
Affleck.
And there's Mike.
I'm right here, behind the camera.
There's no one back there.
Nickel.
Steve.
Visit.
Visit. Do you like us visiting you?
Oh, shit! Sorry. Is there someone fucking behind me?
No.
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 Oh shit! Sorry. Is there someone fucking behind me?
No.
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 Oh shit! Sorry. Is there someone fucking behind me?
No.
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 Oh shit! Sorry. Is there someone fucking behind me?
No.
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 Well,
Someone was.
unless the bat made a noise, but it was like, oh! Right fucking behind where I was sitting. I'm not kidding. It was a weird, like, oh! Maybe it's Reverend Snow. I mean, it was right there.
Reverend, is that you? What's your name?
She tried.
It's okay. We're here to help
Did it say Audrey?
It sounded like
It
that.
is so sounded like Audrey. She was
Your name?
supposed to come today.
Huh?
Audrey was supposed to come.
Well, I wonder, he was asking what's your little girl, what's your name? I wonder if it's
Audrey?
What?
Audrey, honey.
Sounds like go away. What?
I don't want to.
It's like poltergeist where Kane's trying to keep the little girl from coming through.
Yeah.
Audrey, how can we help you?
Oh, I just saw the bat.
Did you?
It's flying off. It's flying off that way. It went behind you.
I would literally pee my pants.
Audrey, how can we help you?
Something just pulled the hair on my legs. Like, seriously, pulled the hair on my legs.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, something to see if you don't like
Oh.
to on my arm.
Well, there went the bat again.
I guess
It's
go out
flying
the
in and
door.
out. It's flying in and out of the room.
How do I not hear it? You just see
because they're silent.
Was that like a gasp?
Yeah, yeah. Do you hear that too?
Yeah.
That didn't come from that. That came from there, that way.
Audrey, how can we help you?
The use of a Ouija board has never been part of a want for me. I used one once as a child. And as a child, we did get some activity with it, but I was young, had no clue. But from that point on, I never had the want to use one because of all of the negative stories you hear. But we have someone in our group that I feel very comfortable with, very trusting. And because of her, she is the only reason I would even touch a Ouija board.
I myself have never had any experience with the Ouija board. I've always kept myself pretty far from them because I've heard nothing but bad stories. So this night was my first attempt at using one, and it did not go to my liking.
As a kid, we had one in the house, and I was always very intrigued with them. Found out when I was about probably 9 or 10 years old that my family had several experiences, especially my grandmother. She grew up in a large family of 10 in the Midwest, in Wyoming and South Dakota. And my grandmother used to, apparently they said, everyone in my family said she was very adept at using the Ouija board. She could actually use it by herself. She could sit and the planchette would move all over the place. And she would make contact with a lot of different spirits. Problem was, is every time she used it, her hands would swell up. And as she got older, it got worse and worse and worse. And finally, she just quit using it. As a child, I had a couple. The strange thing is, my Ouija boards, for some reason, would always disappear. And my parents still to this day swear they never threw one away. I think I had probably 2 or 3 when I was a kid, and then when I would play with them for a little bit, I'd put them up, I'd go back to look for them maybe a couple months or a year later, same spot, it'd just be gone. So we get another one, same thing would happen. This chain of events has happened in my life, including to the last 2 that we've owned as an adult. I'd have them, I knew exactly where they were, I'd see them every day, and then the moment I would go back to reuse them a second time, they wouldn't be there. The box, everything's gone. It's like a pair of socks. Someday when I die, I'm going to be handed all the socks that I lost and all the Ouija boards that have just disappeared throughout my life.
So, and they said it was a dining room for a long time.
Yeah.
How is dining room better?
Just very gently. Is there anybody here with us? Reverend Snow, are you here with us? So when we were in the Reverend's office, or what's now the Reverend's office, we were at his desk, and we were doing the Ouija board. It was our first session. Would you like to talk to us?
Is it just weird to get like 10 degrees hotter in here?
It's very warm in here. What do you think about us having a spirit board at your desk? I can feel that planchette vibrating.
It's vibrating?
It's vibrating. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the guys that's doing all the remodeling on your house?
Can you see that?
It's slowly moving, yeah. I don't know what letter that's on them.
I can't tell. I can't see it.
You're right under you're right in between the E and the F.
In the circle?
No, the circle is on the S. Still moving up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like barely touching this thing.
Same. Just enough to like have contact with
I
it.
keep on like barely tapping it, but other than that, I'm like barely touching it.
I mean, it's literally moving in the direction of the yes.
It is.
So S for snow.
Or maybe yes, he wants us to leave.
Or yes, he likes the renovations they're doing to his house.
That's possible too.
It's moving to yes.
Yeah,
It's moving to yes.
Okay,
It
but
is
yes to
slowly-
what question?
That's a good question because we don't know.
I mean, never responded whenever Stephen asks questions.
Mm-hmm. Ask some questions, Stephen. He doesn't respect women. Shocker.
So, do you enjoy all the tours and publicity that the house is getting? Okay, 2 hits.
It's hitting red.
What's in that case?
Little army men.
Army men.
Little tiny army men. But I mean, it was pouncing around a few times.
Does it bother you that we're using a spirit board?
Can you tap on the glass in this room?
I don't F for a hot minute now.
It's a lot of glass or a big mirror here. Here, I'm gonna do this. See if you can repeat it.
Credit card.
That's too hard, is that what you said?
No, it's
Credit card.
Oh.
It sounded like by the power.
I know, that's what I thought it
I was
said.
like, oh my gosh, we're about to get exercised.
It's time to exercise.
It's the demons. Do you want the women to leave the room?
Whoa.
I'm not sure he does.
No, not you.
What was it?
Dude, it's like, I was like this.
It's creepy.
Yeah, well, I turned like this. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Like
Oh,
this.
it's creepy.
Yeah, well, I turned like this. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Like
Oh,
this.
it's creepy.
Yeah, well, I turned like this. Did you hear that?
Yep.
I turned like this, and it felt like somebody walked right up to me.
Kind of goes back into another room.
It goes into a kitchen.
Oh, is that what the kitchen
Yeah.
is?
Oh, yeah.
I just got dizzy as shit.
Do you guys have a funhouse effect? Because the floor
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah, I just did myself.
Hey, and I heard a step. Like, it sounded like a foot scoot. Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
a minute ago?
So this right here is where you can see down to the basement.
I'm coming. Hold on.
Is so this right here, under that floor, is how you used to get to the basement.
Okay.
Those stairs that look like they go
Hey,
nowhere.
break camera.
That's
Go right here.
Reverend Stone, you here with us?
There's a step there.
Is there something you'd like to tell us? Okay.
What question did you think?
Reverend, what do you want to tell us? I can't see. I don't know what it smelled.
What happened?
It smelled.
around.
It went to two. It looked like it stopped twice. What did you? Could you see?
I couldn't see it.
So I was really excited, and we weren't really getting anything. So we started questioning. We were talking to Reverend Snow, and we started questioning whether or not he would prefer to speak to the men. Because back when he was there, it would have been, not really normal for him to speak to the women. So he said yes, and we kind of vacated the room. We took to like the edges of the room. There were a couple of chairs just inside the room, and most of us females stood outside the room and watched. But as soon as Mike and Justin put hands on the board and started asking questions, they started getting responses like boom, 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 boom. It was awesome.
As soon as he sat down, it's literally as if that planchette, it's like somebody turned an air hockey table on, because it literally felt like it lifted up and just started going. And I mean, it was all we could do just to keep up with it. It definitely had a lot of power to it. At some point, even it felt like the whole board was vibrating at times. Just this very low decibel vibration to the board. It caught my attention quite quickly. And then when we started getting some of the reaction on the board and some of the answers we were getting, it was, apparently whoever decided to talk to us said, okay, we'll talk through these two. So. Reverend Snow, we didn't understand your last message. Could you please tell us your message again?
Yeah, there was G-O and then nothing. And then it didn't land on anything.
Go.
It was go.
Here.
Is there an area of the house that you want us to go to? To give a true or false on that? True.
We got a yes
Sat
on
there,
the board.
yes.
Board went to yes?
Yes.
Okay, you got true.
But
But you got
there's
true.
more than.
Do you want us to go up to the kids' room?
Spirit here.
Oh, shit.
It was a
Yeah.
hard
Oh,
yes.
my Lord.
That moved
That was
quick.
a hard yes.
Take it.
The first time we told the yes.
I don't really want to stand in front of the window. Kind of feel like that'd be a perfect window to get pushed out of.
We were just standing in the kitchen and we saw a light come like through the window and move. We thought it was like a car, but the problem is, a couple minutes later, a car came by the front of the road, and it shone on a different window. It shone on a different door or a different wall. The window where the light came in is facing the rest of the house, and it's all closed off.
When we wrapped up that session and headed out, that's when Mike and I went to the kitchen, and because we heard something. This was the 1950s kitchen, so it was built on, right around when they were dealing with polio and that kind of stuff. So we were asking true false questions, and we saw just an awesome light in there. And we did everything. We probably spent an hour after that trying to figure out how that light happened, and could not figure it out for the life of us. I mean, there was no possible way that anyone shined a light in anywhere, or headlights or anything made this light occur. So that was really cool. I dug it.
No, he was. I just never noticed it. Why do you have an inch?
Was it you, Justin?
No, that was Steve.
Did I
I
touch
thought
it?
you kicked it. That was right.
No, I felt it hit my foot and bounce off.
Okay.
It was behind his foot.
That was in the other room that I was in earlier with the dolls.
I felt it.
I think
There's two dolls in there.
See these?
There's one in this room too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one in this room.
Yeah, I felt it hit like the toe of the shoe and go that way. I thought it was kicked from there, then it hit my shoe.
Did you move the little light ball? Do it again. We like to play truth.
Oh, really? He's got a bell.
We were all the way at red for a second.
Yeah, I hit it, I stepped on it. He's like, damn it.
Are you a little girl? True. Is your name Audrey? You can talk to us, sweetie. It's okay. Is your name Audrey? Yes, true. I have a dog. True. Oh. Isn't that neat? With what Alora's holding right there, if you touch it, it's gonna light up like that.
Oh, there you are.
Do you like the ball? Like all the pretty lights on it? Touch that ball again.
You can play with any of our.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you do it a third time? Can you do it again right now?
We like all the colors.
Wait, look, hit that ball again. Good job. Good job. Thank you so much.
In the children's room, there is, it's a clear plastic ball, and it's one of those toys that you can often get out of like a gumball machine. It's an impact toy. You hit it and it lights up in multicolors. And it had, when we first went up there, we had seen it light up, but we all just kind of assumed it was, you know, just like a vibration had happened through us walking across the floor. So on a couple of occasions, I jumped up and down right next to it just to see if I could set it off, and it never went off. And I am not light as a feather, so it should have gone off if it was just able to be on, you know, just a slight vibration. But when we were up there later that evening, we were talking to this little girl named Audrey. Her name had come to us through the Ovulus, and we knew that she was about 6 years old and had been a patient there. So we were talking to her, and it was all of us girls. We were all like kind of hanging out in the room, just having some girl time with her. And we would ask her questions, and, you know, if the answer is yes, please light up the ball. And we would ask, you know, questions that we knew we would get like a yes or no, and she would light up the ball. Just every time we asked a question, or if we said, hey, can you light up the ball for me, Audrey? Are you still here? The ball would light up. And that was awesome. It was, yeah, that was really cool. Super cool.
Don't let anything hold you back. We can come back later if that's okay. Is that okay? I think she may have dipped after you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's tired, but she said we can come back later. So. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, honey. Thank you. We will come back. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with us. We appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon. We'll be back later. Thank you. Thank you.
the old church back there in the corner? It was the church that the reverend from here was pastor of. It's right back. Yeah, it's right back here. Yeah, I'll show you one all the way around. I did. Yeah, I have. Just got chills. Let's try.
You know, we were all taking a break, so Steve and I decided to walk around to the front of the building, and we clearly saw somebody peeking through the upstairs window at us through the blinds. You know, we immediately ran around the side of the building, ran upstairs, and there was absolutely nothing or no one in the house.
Yeah, we know.
Maybe that's what we're back up to when you guys.
So we were just shining our lights up in the attic.
And something was thrown at her.
Something was thrown at Mandy.
You know what? What's his name that owns the place? Was
John.
telling me. Shit got thrown at him.
Yeah.
What is that all over the floor?
Chalk.
Chalk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Before we left this room, we were getting.
Up there.
Yeah.
But it was something like something we should see something.
There's a ladder over there on the roof.
The,
You want to put
the
the
necrophonic was telling us to come up into the attic.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's through that window. That's
So should we
Would
do
this
some sort of
make a
session
noise?
up in here?
We'll see.
Yeah, it was. Well, it didn't make noise like that, but it
But it
sounded
sounded
like that.
like
without
that.
It sounded
It
like
sounded-
it hit this. Like if you threw it.
I'll tell you what, it scared the shit out of me. That's the second time I grabbed Katie, and then when I heard the voice, I grabbed you.
That's what it sounded like, but it didn't make
But
it.
Yeah, it just didn't make the noise, but it
But
made
then
like the thud.
I didn't notice if that was there before, but maybe it was like up there and just fucking like fell.
Well, I didn't notice that down here, and we've been sitting in here forever.
Right, I didn't notice it until after something hit right behind me.
Why would it just?
Huh?
Well, I don't know, but it didn't make that squeaky noise, but
It definitely made, it was the sound of it falling.
It's like
without
falling
it
at me,
making
like,
like,
you can see it. I mean, we were standing right there, and we saw it get pulled down.
These
Yeah.
three are flatter than the.
No, it sounded like it hit that. So it sounded like it came from.
But we were
Like
saying,
these-
saw it.
These two right here is flatter than the
We
rest
saw
of
you guys take off running.
could have been.
we were like shining lights up there, and then we took the lights down, and then we like changed our focus, and then it was like thud.
I don't remember seeing that tarp
Yeah, that
earlier.
blue thing that's like filling up with water or something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and it hasn't rained since earlier. Oh, there's the rest of the tarp.
It's all the way.
It's
up
like a
there.
fucking balloon.
Yeah, it's where it's filled with water, but I don't remember seeing it visible
It
right
wasn't
here.
hanging out through the wall, or hanging out through the ceiling.
Well, you can see it right here in the corner, though, through the opening.
Oh, maybe look, maybe
The ladder's just right
maybe part of the ceiling fell down.
Was that a bell?
So through the opening.
Oh, maybe look, maybe
The ladder's just right
maybe part of the ceiling fell down.
Was that a bell?
So through the opening.
Oh, maybe look, maybe
The ladder's just right
maybe part of the ceiling fell down.
Was that a bell?
So through the opening.
Oh, maybe look, maybe
The ladder's just right
maybe part of the ceiling fell down.
Was that a bell?
So Through the opening?
Maybe, look, maybe,
The ladder's just right
maybe
up
part of the ceiling fell
Maybe
down.
she's-
Was that the bell?
See where it looks like it was pulled down or anything?
Is that what that was?
Yes.
Did the bell
I
just
heard
ring?
it,
The bell
yeah.
just rang. Did that little fucking just ring the bell?
Yes.
That wasn't so much
It is.
No.
That fell in front of the bell.
But it was like the after effect. Like if you flick it. No, not even if you flick it. But it didn't sound like the actual bell, it sounded like the after effect.
Yeah. You just heard the noise.
Yeah.
See, it once you hit the ladder.
Did you still run on the table there?
I'm just saying. He said the whole house was on
Is
fire.
that digital recorder still on the table?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still going.
Should we set the dominoes up?
Sure.
We're gonna. It's right on the roof. You got plenty of walking space. It's not like at an angle. It's a flat.
Right, yeah.
Shit. You want me to go get it?
Needs to do that because I can't do it.
Okay, so I'm thinking, grab some of the dominoes and set them up in this windowsill and see if anything moves it.
I want to be the word in the basement.
Yeah, when I was holding it and it started doing something, then that thing you had started. Started doing something, then that thing you had started. As soon as I was like, here's this, and then you're just like talking.
Strange.
Strange.
I thought I heard.
That's the entrance to the attic.
That's the
I thought I heard like a man. I don't know. I heard like a moaning.
Yeah, we're not always inside the building. We take breaks and we go outside, but even though we're outside of the building, we still have recorders going full time. When we were outside of the building, we caught lots of EVPs and unexplained noises and stuff that could not have happened unless someone was in there, but no one was in the place. So
I feel like there's something
I know.
over there
I keep like slowly.
working away from it. At one point, Andrea and myself went up to the second floor in the artifact room, do a quick EVP session, see what's going on. So we were asking, random questions, and I don't know, 5 minutes go by and we were like, we're not really getting much, so we'll head back down. But at that time, we heard the rest of the crew getting ready to come up, so we said, hell, we'll scare the shit out of these guys. You know, so we set the recorder down on the table, and we kind of hid around the corner. You know, and as they were getting ready to come up the steps, we hear, We were like, what the hell was that? You know, and the crew comes up, you know, we jump out, bah, you know, nothing happens. They said, we knew you were up here. We heard you guys go, And me and Andrew looked at each other and we said, neither one of us said that. You know, so that was a pretty cool piece. Is there anybody in here with us? Are you attached to any objects in this museum? Hello? Dude, these are like freaking bodies laying on beds in here.
Huh?
So these look like bodies.
Right,
laying...
it does look like a morgue.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, this is where we
The
kitchen, yeah.
Yeah.
where we heard the footsteps earlier.
Yeah.
It's on camera.
It totally does look like a morgue. You heard that, right?
Can you make a noise like this for us?
This battery's about dead.
Is it?
Yeah. It did have 3 bars. It has 1 now.
Where you at, woman? I need some bacon and eggs. Some fresh squeezed orange juice.
Look at this.
See, this is what it did earlier. On a different battery.
Power gone.
Yeah, and there's barely 1 bar. And there was 3 when we were out there.
Was it?
Yeah. Let's go take a break. I need to get some air.
Something just hissed at me. Probably did.
Did
you hear what you said to it? Something just hissed at me. Probably did. Did you hear what you said to it? Something just hissed at me. Probably did. Did you hear what you said to it? Something just hissed at me. Probably did. Did you hear what you said to it? I was asking for some breakfast.
Watch your head.
Yeah.
Everybody watch your lips.
I hit mine on this.
That's what I got. It may. At least some scary shit.
Let's try that your direction.
Yeah.
Just got touched.
Yeah.
You just got touched?
Yep.
Well, you also
Back of
came
my
in and
neck is
started-
on fire.
Yeah, because you came in and started that
Yeah,
shit.
they probably
with you.
smacked the shit out of you.
I'll see.
They come in and started talking shit.
At the end of the night, we went down to the basement to do a Ouija board session to see if we could further communicate with whoever we were talking with earlier in the night.
So, can you tell us who the person was that me and Mike and everyone else witnessed back here in the corners earlier tonight? I just want everybody in Facebook land to see.
You guys are just barely touching that. There's no force. I mean,
Are you able to see us?
Your light just dimmed.
Yeah, big time.
Your light dimmed. Cool.
Oh. Oh.
Now it's moving
Whoa.
forward.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Holy cow.
So, as soon as we turn the light off,
I asked the question, are you able to see us?
Answer
Yes. Are you a female? How many children did you have? If you had any at all.
What are we going for?
I don't know.
3, 4, 3?
3 and a midget?
Oh, dude.
Excuse me, I'm
that's a
sorry. A little
solid
person?
and you wonder why you're the one that gets attacked.
He makes a target out of himself. Doesn't he?
Gets us shit though, doesn't it?
Yes, he does. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even. My fingers are barely just
Yeah.
bouncing on that planchette, and you can feel the
Yeah, I'm
pull
watching.
on your fingers.
I'm watching everybody's
going with
fingers
it.
bounce.
Nice. Wow.
I wonder if it was was Audrey's mom.
I apologize. Do you forgive me?
I think that's a yes.
Thank you. Were you married? In that time with 3.5 kids, probably so.
Mm.
Do you know Audrey?
Just moved a little bit closer to yes.
Was she one of your children?
What is your name?
So did you work in the kitchen here?
When moving, it's jerking, kind of.
I gotta see.
Carol? And your name Carol?
Kathy?
Kathy earlier.
Consuelo?
Are you from Wytheville?
Or what was your
Ooh,
original name?
Evansham.
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 Okay, I'm feeling it move, but I don't know why.
You what?
It's moving, and I don't know why. Nobody's asked a question.
Well, it's telling you no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
So,
thought I
no.
just hung over on yes.
Wait.
Were you here in the 1950s for the polio epidemic?
Maybe.
I believe that's a yes, folks.
Did you receive good care while you were here? Does it bother you that Steve just snotted in your kitchen?
That's a hell yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's a super yes.
That's
It's in my lap.
Yeah.
It is in your lap.
Starting to take off there.
I think you pissed him off.
I'm out of questions. I don't know what to think.
Don't like it? Go clean it up.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't even want to touch it.
they're gonna make you breakfast, all right.
It's moving. I haven't even asked anything. To Steve.
Are you pulling it towards you?
I'm not even touching it.
He's not.
It's just us, and I'm barely touching it.
My fingers
I'm like
are
bouncing.
floating.
Holy cow.
It's back in your lap.
Yep.
I think you owe them an apology.
Every time we asked a question, the planchette would just slide off fast into Steve's lap. Like, get out of here. Get a shoot, go away.
I'm sorry.
Will you accept his apology? Again?
Is it spelling something?
It's spelling something. An F.
F. Probably gonna tell me to fuck off.
Number 8. Or it's just done with y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Because also the K2 just went cold.
Yeah, it stopped too, didn't it?
Yep.
Hear that?
I feel uncomfortable.
Hmm.
I feel uncomfortable.
Think there's someone behind you?
Yeah.
That's the same place where Mandy was sitting, and she
Yep.
said she kept feeling somebody behind her. And
Yeah,
that's
and
when,
I'm like,
then she heard that sound behind her. You feeling pressure?
yeah, just anxiety levels just kind of going up. Can't breathe. I need to go.
Go out.
Yeah.
I'll go out with her.
Huh?
I'll go out with her.
Mom's the spots.
It was very dark feeling. Always the feeling of someone watching you. Someone was behind you. They were around the corners. We were in there for what seemed forever, actually. But it was more like 30 minutes. And I started getting sick. I started feeling just an overwhelming sense of blah. And I had to exit. I had to get out of there.
But all of a sudden, I just got this real sickly feeling. I mean, lightheaded, nauseous. I think just right around the same time, Andrea had gotten the same feeling. So her and I both, we said, I think it's time to remove ourselves. So we headed out.
Put your fingers on.
Ooh.
Holy
5.
crap.
Right there where Andrea was sitting.
Yep.
Double red.
Look at that.
Wow.
Right there where she was sitting.
When you guys left, I had a K2, and it had been hitting on red off and on, but not like majorly. So when you left, I moved so that my chair was across from Alora's, and we were both running the board. And she set the K2 in the chair that you had been in, and it pegged out at 5, and pretty much stayed that way the entire rest of the time we were down there.
It seems like there's movement all around us. It's like, sounds like there's movement all the way around us. And I felt something, I don't know, it could have just been a curl on the back of my neck, but it went whoop.
It was definitely something just
Back to
over there
5.
again.
Double reds.
Look at that, it killed the others.
Yeah.
Did you just touch the back of my neck?
That's a yes.
Okay, confirmed. That's cool.
I keep seeing a red flashing light behind me.
Same. I saw it over there, and then I saw it over there.
I feel like there's a hand on my back.
It's just in my periphery. Yeah, there it was just again there.
Yep.
Same. And it's been there. Like, since the last time we got a large spike, it's been there. Something's been, and you can just feel like the pressure on your spine. It's not good.
So you don't have permission to touch anyone.
I don't care.
It doesn't care.
That just means that you're very rude and have no manners.
I keep hearing this thing pacing, pacing, and it sounds like it's tapping something.
Okay, too.
You don't need clutches. Because it's like still there.
Back of my neck. There's a hand on the back of my neck.
It almost hurts.
You know that, yeah, the thing you do to a kid when they're out of line.
Mm-hmm.
You cuff them by the back of the neck, and
Mine's
on the back of my neck.
Mine's right in between my shoulder blades, and it's like gripping, almost like your spine and like your ribs at the base there. Like you can feel it, like gripping it, and everything tingles from like my fingers to my toes. Everything else tingles.
But then I'm sitting across from Alora, and I have this mom moment because she's my firstborn, and I could see like the color drain from her and see her go from being just this bubbly, all into it personality to just kind of being looking like she's not feeling well and just being very withdrawn. Well, at that time, it felt like someone had a grip on her spine, like with their fingers dug into her ribs. And she said it was a very tight, painful feeling. And Mike was experiencing something similar. And I had on the back of my neck, where, you know, that parenting, shut up kid, go to your room kid, whatever, the thing we do as parents, where you just clamp down on the back of the kid's neck and walk them to their room. I had that feeling going on. So I was really torn because as a mom, I'm like, don't you lay hands on my kid. But at the same time, I was like, this is very cool that my kid finally gets to experience this. That she's experiencing something that I've been through multiple times. Not necessarily that position, but just the touching and the grabbing, the clamping down, the being accosted by a spirit. So it was very cool. I mean, I managed to clamp down on the get your hands off my kid feeling and just go with it.
And once we had gotten to the safe room, I actually got sick. Like my stomach was hurting. I was not feeling well at all, got dizzy. And after a bit, it started going away. But very interesting things happened after that with the time of when I left the basement to the time I made it outside. We had lost time.
We had gone back down, and we started another Ouija session down there. We were getting some responses, and again, things in that basement changed so fast. And what's funny is I don't remember. As I try to think back of it, I don't remember a lot of the things sequentially that happened. It's like I get little bits and pieces of stuff that happened when we were there in that second session. It's almost as if I felt like I blacked out at different times. And I remember something here, and I remember something a few minutes later. And again, we talk about that temporal disturbance factor in the basement and in the whole house, especially in that basement. It's as if time at certain points fast forwards, stops, slows down. It's never fluid. Time as we know it, the constraints of time as we know it and understand it, don't seem to follow the same measure down there. So for me, thinking back on it now, it's just very spotty. It's if I was watching someone else. It was as if I was watching someone else play me, and then just watching what was going on. As if I really wasn't there doing it. I was just watching somebody else in my position doing it. And then at one point, everything was fine, and then literally it felt as if, as we were sitting there, it felt as if it's almost like I just had this thing go through me. My back was sore. Everything was sore. From about the middle of my chest up was just, it felt as if I had just spent the entire day digging post holes. You know, everything was sore. Everything hurt. And then it was like somebody just flipped a switch and I was just drained, just completely drained. You know, and at that point, that's when things got really, really spotty as far as me remembering things that happened in any sequence. I knew we were down there. I know at one point we said, okay, let's go. And honestly, from that point forward, the next thing I remember is literally waking up in my car several hours later after I went to go to sleep.
Andrea said she feels sick.
I think it's time we say goodbye. Go check on Andrea.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like I haven't moved in like a year.
In the week.
Yeah. I feel very drained.
Yeah. Somebody with a light. Everybody watch your heads. What was that? Oh, okay.
Oramus.
Aramis?
It's speaking Latin again.
Have you ever used the obelisk before, and all the times you've used it, that you've ever received any Latin words?
The digital obelisk I was using has never spoken anything except for English words up to that point. And the two that it spoke were religious-centric Latin phrases.
Pay attention to everything. Inside, outside, upstairs, downstairs, basement, doesn't matter. Pay attention to it all, because there's so much history just on that piece of land that you'll miss something if you don't.
Going with a completely open mind and a completely open heart, because whatever happens in there, and that's the thing, we experience so many different things, from very dark moments to very light, very positive moments, and it changes so quickly. Don't walk into Octagon thinking you're going to get anything in particular. Walk in and just be an open book and let whatever the story that Octagon's going to write on you, let it write on you. And then afterwards go back and try to figure out what the story was that it told you.
My advice to anyone else wanting to venture into the Octagon Mansion: take your time. Look at the outside as much as the inside. And watch your time. Track your time to see if, in fact, you do feel that there is a loss of time in this place, because you could lose time, you could gain time, but time just continues on everywhere else.
Number one, if this is your night inside Octagon Mansion, cover all your bases. Like we've all stated, pay as much attention to the outside as you do the inside. If you have a way to put a camera on the outside of the building, put a camera on the outside of the building. We were streaming our DVR system through a Facebook Live, and we had people talk about seeing someone in the upstairs, and no one was up there. So along in the night, Steve and I go around front and we watch someone pull the mini blinds, just grab the mini blinds and pull the mini blinds and look down. We wouldn't have known that had we not had those cameras set up outside so people could watch. So the more eyes you have on the place, the better. But don't forget to put cameras outside, because the paranormal activity isn't just on the inside of the building.
Be safe. You know, I've been doing this a long time. I know how far I can push the limits sometimes, but you know, if you're a first-time investigator, go in, be respectful, you know, and ask questions, you know, following the history of the location, you know, and just be cautious.